Hi, welcome back to St. Xavier High School. We are in the Burning Gym where the first GCL match of the state tournament versus St. Xavier versus LaSalle is about to kick off. I'm joined by
Harrison Hassan.
He is a graduated senior from St. Xavier High School who used to do broadcasting for volleyball, and we're welcome back on.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. It's great to be back here at St. Xavier High School. And it's kind of it's interesting overall. It's like you mentioned, GCL overall. You got LaSalle against St. X. First time these two are meeting up in the playoffs since 2017. And for all you know, St. X could be playing Elder in the regional semifinals and Moeller in the regional finals. So once again, it's a trip down memory lane for this Bombers side. And simply put, they got to take care of business.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Elder is not a team that you can go. LaSalle is not a team that you can go lightly on, especially after they took a set when Bombers visited their home at LaSalle.
Yeah, and that was interesting overall a little bit. And again, I think for the St. X side, they want to really show their dominance, especially on their home court. Final game for these seniors here at Burning Gymnasium, as the regionals will be at Fairfield. So a big game for them, a big game for the Bombers in general.
Yep. Starting lineup for the Bombers is going to be Nobleyet as a back middle who's being subbed out for Nick Stewart. Bentley Meyer is one of the outsides. Andrew Berkemeyer is a right side. Aiden Berkemeyer, brothers. Aiden Berkemeyer is the setter. And Kyle Tressler is another outside. And we have Brady Jones as the other middle. I do not know who has serve starting off here, but it seems like LaSalle does. It'll be number 4, Jake
Scherpenberg.
He'll go with a float serve. Ball's picked up by Nick Stewart. Goes to Brady Jones, hits off the top of the block, and it falls onto LaSalle's side. Number 4 will be subbed out for number 5, Peyton Wolf.
And it's an interesting back line there. You got Peyton Wolf, the libero today for LaSalle. Lance Weissman also back there.
Aiden Berkemeyer with the topspin. Ball's hit from the outside on LaSalle, and he hits into the net.
Aiden Berkemeyer back to serve.
Aiden Berkemeyer again to serve. He'll topspin. And it's going to be an ace for Aiden Berkemeyer.
So far, it's been all Bombers, Andrew, and you saw it there. Aiden Berkemeyer, the Iceman, once again just trying to put his usual spin on the ball, and it showed it right there.
Oh, yeah. Here it comes again. Ball's picked up, goes high, goes to the outside again. He'll swing over the block and finds a spot in zone 6 for the kill.
And that's going to be the biggest weapon today for LaSalle. Harrison Hosfeld, number 6. All-region honorable mention for All-State as he goes back to serve. Watch for him on the left-hand side when he really tries to rise up and get some spikes going.
Here comes the serve again. He'll top. Ball's picked up by Nick Stewart. It's close to an overpass. Aiden Berkemeyer gets up. Ball's picked up from LaSalle defense. They're forced to free ball and can't quite get it over.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there between Hosfeld and Peyton Wolf, number 5. Just a little bit of just trying to get something going, and I think for St. X, just trying to get them unsettled a little bit. That's kind of the goal right now as St. X leads 4-1.
Kyle Tressler now serving. He'll top, and he serves into the net. Number 8 will be serving for LaSalle, Roger Wilcox. I believe that's going to be a floating serve, and it will. Ball's picked up by Nick Stewart. Aiden Berkemeyer sets to the outside. Bentley Meyer swings.
So we talked about the first guy in Harrison Hosfeld, the main man for St. X, Bentley Meyer, All-Region Player of the Year, and earlier this week, All-State Player of the Year. He showed it right there.
Brady Jones for the Bombers to serve. He'll float. Ball's high on the defender. It's picked up, goes to the outside. He'll roll. Aiden Berkemeyer's there. Kyle Tressler will set Bentley Meyer. Bentley Meyer swings. It's over the block. It's still up in play. LaSalle's going to have to free ball. It's short, off the net. Kyle Tressler picks it up. Goes to Andrew Berkemeyer. Swings, uses the block, and goes out of bounds. Point for the Bombers.
And we always like to see those brothers, Aiden and Andrew Berkemeyer. I saw them when I called JVB and JV8 here. Just a really great tandem and two guys that know what they're doing.
That was Brady Jones with the serve again. He'll float. Ball's picked up, goes to the middle. Kyle Tressler gets the second ball set to Bentley Meyer. And defense from LaSalle knocks the ball out of play. And there will be a timeout called early in this set by LaSalle. Score 7-2, Bombers leading. Brady Jones for the Bombers will be serving. He's going to go with this standard float serve. Ball's picked up by LaSalle defense. Goes to the outside. He'll swing over the block and goes out of bounds.
Point, Bombers.
Yeah, it was not a bad try there by Wood, and he knew what he was doing, just a little bit too much power on the ball there. Again, not too much to blame there.
Brady Jones with another serve. It's going to be an overpass. Andrew Berkemeyer wins the battle up on top. And the ref accidentally blew a whistle there, causing a replay. It seemed that he wanted to call Andrew Berkemeyer for going over the net, but decided against it. Brady Jones with another serve. Ball goes up to the outside. He'll roll. Brady Jones, the middle with the receive. Goes to Bentley Meyer. Bentley Meyer swings over the block. Ball's tipped. Kyle Tressler's there. Goes up to Bentley Meyer, who will double it.
Bombers call for a double.
Yeah, and it just looked like the Bombers were a little out of play there, especially, I mean, Brady Jones, not to lie, that's a good dig, but ever since that, it was just a little bit wonky on that side. That's where communication really comes into play.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Number 10 will be serving Aiden Feely. Bentley Meyer picks that ball up, goes to Andrew Berkemeyer, who swing and gets a nice kill, finding a gap in between that block. That is it. That is one of the juniors who is looking to become a star outside once he becomes a senior. I believe that Sanix is going for just a good block rather than, having Reed out there blocking as well. Oh, Andrew Berkemeyer had that serve and served it just a bit out.
LaSalle substitution.
Reed Terrell coming into the game for Aiden Berkemeyer, and Thomas Tran coming in for Andrew Berkemeyer. Thomas Tran will be setting for the Bombers.
Yeah, and that's one thing you like to see from St. X, where you have two guys who can really do a lot of work when it comes to setting. Thomas Tran there, and then you have Aiden Berkemeyer, who is just out. You do have a new server who just checked in for LaSalle, Isaiah Roman, the DS, who's a senior. He'll be taking the serve over here.
He'll float. Ball's picked up by Kyle Tressler, not the best pass. Reed Terrell from the outside with the swing, using the block, and it goes out of bounds. Point for the Bombers.
And that's something you don't usually see Reed doing. We love to see him in the middle. At least that was where he was last year. Really great to see that versatility on the outside.
Oh, yeah. He's been a key blocker on the right side this year as well. And it's going to be an overpass off Bentley Meyer's serve. Goes to Noboyette, who uses the block as well, ricocheting it down onto the LaSalle side.
For the Bombers, number 9, Bentley Meyer.
Bentley Meyer to serve again for the Bombers. He'll go for his top spin. It's going to be a missed pass, and it's an ace for Bentley Meyer.
And yeah, simply put, it was a top spin over there. Just got away from the LaSalle defender. Just simply put, it's what makes Bentley Meyer really good. You want to see a guy who can be versatile in all qualities. He showed it right there.
Oh yeah, no, he is definitely one of our he's one of the best passers and hitters on our court. Thomas Tran will set Kyle Tressler on the outside. It's off the block. Nick Stewart's there, setting Kyle Tressler off the net again. He'll roll short. Ball's picked up by LaSalle. Goes over to the right side. He'll hit over block. Bentley Meyer with a one-handed save, but it's an overpass. Goes to the outside. Swings off the block. Kyle Tressler's there. Goes to Bentley Meyer in the back row, who will swing and get the cross shot kill into the corner.
Bombers.
And he's hyped up, rightfully so, as Darren McDowell's LaSalle side takes another timeout. Bombers are rolling right now.
And that'll be the second timeout of this set. And now LaSalle is at 0, while both of St. X's timeouts are still intact. 13-4, and we'll be right back after the short break. Coming out of this timeout now, Bentley Meyer will start with this serve. He's been hesitant most of the year and just using a float serve, but he's really been coming back to his top spin. Here it comes again. It's a good pass from LaSalle. Ball goes to the middle. He'll swing. It's close to the net. It's going to be an overpass. LaSalle gets the ball up, goes to the outside. He'll roll. Bentley Myers there to receive. Goes to Reed Terrell on the right side. Reed swings cross, gets the kill.
Point Bombers.
That's poetry in motion right there. Meyer trained with a great back set, and then, like you said earlier, Reed Terrell doing a really great job on that right-hand side.
One of the weapons I hope to see today get used a lot is Noah Boyette. He has one of the highest kill percentages on the team. Oh, and Bentley Myers' serve just goes a tad long.
Back serving for the Lancers, number 3.
Noah Boyette has been a really key player, just using him as bait to have the middle blocker jump. Number 3 will serve for LaSalle. That's Lance Wiseman. Ball's up, goes to Noah Boyette, who can't. The set's just
Lancers.
a little bit high for Noah Boyette, and it'll drop on the St. Xavier side.
Yeah, it was just a little miscued there. And again, for LaSalle, you got Lance Weissman, the libero, serving. That's a big move there when you have your libero serving. It's a chance for LaSalle to maybe get a run. It's not going to happen either way, though.
And Kyle Tressler shuts that quick little 2-point run that they had going down immediately, getting Bombers a point back. Now, Brady Jones checking back into the game, and now Noah Boyette to serve for the Bombers. There's his usual topspin. It's an overpass. And Brady Jones will shut it off, shut down the ball that's tipped back on the LaSalle side and rolled. Just such a big block from Brady Jones. Like, you cannot get if you try to roll short, he's on top of that ball. It's incredible. Now no Boyette to serve again. Ball's passed nicely, goes to the right side. He'll swing. And the block just wasn't there fully. Just a big gap in between that block.
Yeah, and I have to agree with you there, Andrew. Cole Birkenhauer did a great job. Again, a great diagonal ball as well, just picking out the spots where you're not going to have Nick Stewart, who's libero for St. X there. Just a great spot overall.
Number 4, float serve. Ball goes out to Kyle Tressler. He'll swing. Try to find line and goes out of bounds.
Point, Lancers. Back serving for the Lancers.
Number 4, Jacob Scherpenberg to serve. Looks like they're going to be trading out balls here now.
Yep. And again, Derek McDowell's talking to the ref, making sure everything was okay there. Giving a lot of communication to a server.
Here comes the float. Ball's picked up by Bentley Meyer. Goes to Brady Jones. He'll swing. Ball is just a little bit short on that set. Could not get Brady's full extension over that block.
Yeah, and again, on the LaSalle side, you had Roger Wilcox and Aiden Feely. That's what it seems like you have to do to beat a guy like Brady Jones.
Nick Stewart with the receive. Ball goes to Kyle Tressler. He'll swing and get the kill.
Tressler with the kill.
That the Bombers needed to get out of that little funk that they were in. And now the subs are coming back in. Aiden Berkemeyer and Andrew Berkemeyer.
The Bombers, number 3, Aiden Berkemeyer, and number 4, Andrew Berkemeyer. Back serving for the Bombers, number 3,
and it'll be Aiden Berkemeyer to serve. Aiden Berkemeyer with the top spin. Ball's picked up, goes to the outside. He'll swing. Off the hands of the blocker, Andrew Berkemeyer.
And again, a great block
LaSalle
overall.
Substitution number 1, Harrison Wood. Back serving for the Lancers, number 6, Harrison Hosfeld.
You got Harrison Hosfeld back to serve. That's pretty good, too, for LaSalle.
Ball's picked up, goes to Kyle Tressler on the right side. He'll just have to free ball it. Ball's picked up by LaSalle, goes to the back row. He'll roll. Aiden Berkemeyer's there. Kyle Tressler will get second ball, setting it to Bentley Meyer in the back row, who will roll it. It's going to be an overpass and a dump from LaSalle setter, number 1, Harrison Wood.
Yeah, and Aiden Feely's just doing a...
Number 6 again, Harrison Hosfield to serve. He'll top, ball's picked up. Goes to Brady Jones, who will hit and get the kill for the Bombers.
Brady Jones with the kill. Point, Bombers.
Well, that's something from Brady Jones right there. Just rises up, gets everything going.
Bomber serve, number 15, Kyle Tressler.
Kyle Tressler to serve for the
It's picked up nicely by LaSalle defense. Ball goes to the back middle. He'll roll. Kyle Tressler gets that first touch. Goes to Bentley Meyer. Bentley Meyer will swing line. Ball's picked up. It's going to be an overpass. Andrew Berkemeyer puts the ball up. Goes to Bentley Meyer on the outside. Off the hands of the block and goes out of bounds.
He just has amazing strength overall. Like I was saying, though, great block by Meyer. Just great power overall.
Kyle Tressler will serve. Ball's picked up. Goes to the back middle. He'll swing and into the net. That was Harrison Hosfield swinging right into the net. He wanted to just drill that ball as hard as he could, but it comes up short.
Yeah, and I think he sent it a little bit too down, which caused it to go in the net over there. Again, that's what it seems like. LaSalle's just throwing themselves right now. They're down by 9. They need something quick if they want to salvage anything.
Kyle Tressler with another big serve. Andrew Berkemeyer with the first touch. It's an overpass. Ball goes to the outside. He'll swing off the hands of the block. Nick Stewart gets first touch.
Bombers whistled in the net. Point Lancers. Back to serve for the Lancers. Number 8, Roger Wilcox.
That'll be a float serve. Ball's picked up. Goes to the middle. He'll swing, and it'll be a kill
Brady
for Brady Jones.
With the kill. Point Bombers.
That's what you want to see there. Once again, Brady Jones just getting up in the middle, almost acting like an outside over there.
LaSalle substitution number 4, Jacob Scherpenberg. Back to serve for the Bombers. Number 13, Brady Jones.
Brady Jones will serve for the Bombers. He'll float serve. Ball's picked up. Goes to the right side. He'll swing. It's picked up by Kyle Tressler. Goes to Bentley Meyer, who will tip off the hands of the block. It's still up in play. Goes to the outside. It'll be short of an overpass.
Bombers.
It'll be a point for the Bombers.
Yeah, a little bit of a rough touch there, and Harrison Wood cannot get there in time. Again, it seems like LaSalle is just getting some mistakes, and I think the goal for Darren McDowell's side is just get to the end of the first set right now.
Brady Jones will serve that ball out of bounds on his float serve.
Lancers substitution number 2, Cole Birkenauer.
Number 4 for number 2,
Lancers, number 10,
Cole
Aiden
Birkenhauer coming in. Number 10 will float serve. Ball's picked up by Kyle Tressler. Goes to Andrew Birkemeyer. He'll swing off the block. It's picked up. Goes to the back middle. He'll tip. Kyle Tressler gets first touch. Goes to No Boyette. Off the hands of the blocker. Still in play. Goes out to the right side. He'll swing. Aiden Birkemeyer's there. Kyle Tressler from the back row will swing, and it's hit out of bounds.
Point Lancers.
And that's one thing. I understand Tressler really wants to get power going, and he's really shown that a lot, but that's one thing where his back row attacks just need a little bit more work, per se. They either go too far or they're going right in the net.
It'll be a float serve picked up by Bentley Meyer. Goes to Noah Boyette, who will tip left-handed. Still in play on the south side, and it'll be too close to the net to keep in play. It'll be a point for the Bombers.
And again, this is the second time we've seen Harrison Hosfeld just be a little stymied there off that second ball. Nothing's consistent there. You know, obviously he's a great outside hitter, but his versatility just needs to be a little bit better.
Andrew Birkemeyer with a nice serve. Ball's picked up, though. Goes to the right side. He'll tip it into the antenna.
Side out, point Bombers.
Andrew Birkemeyer to serve again. He'll top. It's going to be an ace to end the set for the Bombers.
Birkemeyer with the ace.
25-14.
Set 1, 25-14.
And that is how you close out the first set.
All right, welcome back. We're starting the second set here. Bombers will have the ball. Bombers will start with the first ball of the set, and it'll be Aiden Birkemeyer to serve for the Bombers.
Yeah, and those two, Aiden Birkemeyer and Andrew Birkemeyer, really know what they're doing. They showed it. I mean, Andrew got the ace to finish out the first set, and Aiden's back again. He's been leading the team in aces this year. Really a kind of a staple to the side that's already doing well when it comes to outsides. But when you can do so well, especially off the first serve, that's what makes this team special and the #1 in state right now.
Yeah, something that's really been helping the Bombers' cause is Aiden Birkemeyer has just become such a lethal weapon as our right side as well. Here's his serve. Ball's picked up. And LaSalle will keep it in play. He'll roll it. Bentley Meyer will take the first ball. Kyle Tressler will take the hit, and he'll hit it straight down, getting a point for the Bombers. Start off the set.
And that's a good way to set momentum going forward. Again, a lot of changes were made on both sides of the ball, and St. X once again proving that it can be the main man.
And there's the serve. Ball's over miraculously. Aiden Berkemeyer sets. Brady Jones tips. Hosfield swings. Nick Stewart receives. Ball goes up to Bentley Meyer in the back row. He'll swing out of bounds.
And just a little bit off Meyer there. Wasn't a clean hit, kind of off the left palm over there, which caused it to go out of bounds. Again, those pipe attacks can be really special at times. That wasn't it, though.
Number 10, Aiden Feely to serve. Ball's picked up by Kyle Tressler. Goes to Andrew Berkemeyer, who swings line and gets the kill.
That was interesting over there. Andrew Berkemeyer just threading the needle, if you will.
Yeah, that was a very, very good line shot. Yeah. Kyle Tressler now serving. He'll let it drop. Kyle Tressler tops.
Great response there from Tressler, though. He lets the first ball drop, he takes the second one, and he's able to deliver. That's a great change overall, and he knew exactly what he was doing.
Kyle Tressler again. Ball's received good this time. Goes to the middle. He'll swing, get blocked. Ball's still up on the south side, and they're just going to free ball it. Nick Stewart gets first touch. Goes to Andrew Berkemeyer, who's swinging. It's picked up by Libero from LaSalle. Brady Jones will slam the ball down on an overpass from LaSalle. It looks like since we last played LaSalle, they've been working on their defense a lot more. They've been covering their hitters a lot more. They've been keeping the ball in play a lot longer.
Yeah, I'd have to totally agree with you, and I think more importantly, they're on the same page in this game.
Kyle Tressler stutters on that because he thought he still had to drop it, then just decides to hit it. Oh, Bentley Meyer hits the ball, blocks the ball, but it's still up in play. Nick Stewart will set Kyle Tressler in the back row. He'll swing out of bounds. Sorry about that, but it seemed that the ball bounced off the block, hit Harrison Hosfield in the head, and then Lancers just kept the ball up. That's a very strange play. Harrison Hosfield will serve. He'll top. Ball's picked up by Bentley Meyer. Goes to Brady Jones, who'll swing through the block, and it falls. And it'll be 3 touches.
And I think, again, Hosfeld was trying to do the same thing, just try to get some body part on that ball. It just didn't seem like it there. Again, the Bombers look so much stronger than the Lancers.
Oh, yeah, no.
You can tell it.
Yeah, Bombers just ready out here. It's starting off the day. Goes to the middle. He'll swing, get blocked, and off the hands of a defender, go out of bounds. That ball looked like it was going to roll out of bounds. No, but it was just the reaction of to give that Bombers the point. Brady Jones to serve once again for the Bombers. He'll float off the top of the net, but hits the antenna.
Yeah, and just not the right serve there. It's interesting to see what this front can do. You know, you have Aiden Berkemeyer as your setter. You got Noah Boyette and Andrew Berkemeyer. These are guys that work so well together ever since they were on the JVB squad back in 2021. Just guys who really know how to communicate. And hey, Aiden and Andrew are brothers, so they definitely know how to do so.
Ball lands in bounds on a cross shot from the right side from LaSalle.
Yeah, Cole Birkenhauer, I don't think he expected that to go, but just the right amount of power there, just not too big and not too small.
Kyle Tressler receives, ball goes high to Bentley Meyer. Swings with a great kill. Wow. The defenders could not even react to that. That's what makes Bentley Myers, our outside, extremely special and definitely a state player.
You know, when I called games here, I used to say vroom vroom for every time Bentley Meyer would make a big spike. That right there was a vroom vroom kill.
Oh yeah, no, we got big vroom vroom right there. Andrew Berkemeyer to serve. He'll top. Off the top tape, ball goes up, goes to the outside. He'll swing off the hands of a defender
and lands in bounds.
Yeah, again, LaSalle's trying to thread the needle on the line, and again, you have to give credit there where the back line for the St. X really needs to show out a little bit more.
Same substitution happening earlier. That will be Reed Terrell and Thomas Tran coming into the game for Andrew Birkemeyer and Aiden Birkemeyer. It'll be a float serve from number 4. Nick still receives. Thomas Tran will set Noble who will tip short, and LaSalle can't get that ball another touch. They were expecting the tip short. They got it up, and then the ball just flew away from them.
Yeah, and for Noah Boyette as well. Again, that's a good sign that you don't need the best run-up in the world to go get that spike. You just need a simple touch on the ball. Boyette, knowing the contact he got, he delivered.
Bentley Meyer with the serve. Ball set to Noah Boyette with a great kill. Almost a 10-footer. Wow.
Wow, indeed, and you said it, Andrew, in the first set, that Noah Boyette had to show out and really get some offensive points. That was the case right there as well. Perfect middle play from St. X.
Bentley Meyer with another great topspin. Ball go to the outside. He'll tip. Kyle Tressler's there. It's going to be out of whack. And miscommunication from the Bombers will keep the ball in play, though. Outside will swing off the head of Noah Boyette, keeping the ball in play still. Outside will swing again, out of bounds. He swung over the block, trying to get a nice little roll shot, but sent it a little bit too far.
Yeah, and Harrison Wood again, just trying to get into a rhythm and almost fooled Bentley Meyer over there, who was going for the bump, but good news for Meyer, who's serving. He avoided it.
Thomas Train kind of ran into Bentley Meyer as well.
Yeah.
Bentley Meyer with the serve. Ball goes to the back row. And it's stuffed by Noah Boyette. Wow, Reed Terrell and Noah Boyette really just shut him down from the back row. And from that, the Lancers will take their first time out of the set. Score 11-5. And we'll be back after the short break. Coming out of this timeout now, Bentley Meyer will be serving for your Bombers. And I hope to see his topspin again. That's all I'm hoping for. I just want to keep seeing that all day.
Well, he got it again.
And it's an ace! That ball seemed like it was going out for the libero of LaSalle. He ducked it, trying to look cool, and the ball landed behind him.
I don't know what to say. That's, I think, on LaSalle's libero right there. But again, Meyer it's perfection right now.
And there's another great topspin. Ball's received nicely, though. Goes to the outside. He'll roll. Bentley Meyer's there to pick it up. Thomas Tran will set Kyle Tressler. He'll swing line. It's going to be a miss pass and fall out of bounds. Point for the Bombers.
It almost seems at this point where LaSalle's back line, it just feels like St. X has gotten into their head so much that
Like, the amount of missed passes or the one-touch passes that go out of bounds is incredible. And it's going to be another missed pass that they're just going to have to free ball again. Bentley Meyer read that dump perfectly, and Kyle Tressler comes up and gets the kill. Bentley Meyer read where they were going to put the ball, set right there, put it to Thomas Tran with a perfect pass. Kyle Tressler came in, ran a 32 ball, and swung down, getting the kill for the Bombers. Now Bentley Meyer to serve for the Bombers again. It's going to be another ace! If I'm this LaSalle coach right now, I'm calling a timeout I'm calling a timeout.
I would if I'm Darian McDowell sometime soon, because it's 15-5, and you think about it, you're down in a 2-0 hold against the Bombers. It's not looking good, especially knowing that you're at 600 North Bend Road.
Oh, and the ball goes out of bounds. Finally, after Bentley Meyer's great run. LaSalle coach, he took out his libero. That surprised me. When I first saw it, I was like a little iffy on it, and then he took him out. That confuses me, because you want your best passer in there always. Kyle Tressler from the outside. He'll swing. Gets a kill.
It's simply put right now. You look at a guy like Meyer, you look at Kyle Tressler, who's honorable mention all region. That's what you want to see right now. The seniors leading this team. That was the one thing that a lot of people had skepticism on the Bombers last year with only having 5 guys and a really good junior class. You got these star players being seniors, showing out. This is their final game here at the Burning Gymnasium, and they're doing amazing.
And the swing will go long from Harrison Hossfield, giving the point for the Bombers. And also, Reed Terrell, he has been a key part of this team. Even though he's a right side, he's not getting all the glory. He is showing his presence there, showing a block, showing a hit, so those outsides are more free. And Noble out with a little bit of a missed serve there. And Nick Stewart will come in and take his place as libero.
And then on LaSalle's side, too, I should mention their libero, Lance Weissman, back in the game to serve. So it's an interesting move there. Got a little break. Might have gotten a talking to. See what he does. How about that play, too? LaSalle's going to get the point here. And it's actually Roger Wilcox just showing up at the net. He did not reach over, at least from my angle there. It's just a good heads-up play.
It was definitely going to be an overpass, and Thomas Tran tried to sell that he was trying to set it. But ref was not buying it. Brady Jones will just tip over after a little bit of miscommunication. Ball go to the outside, off the block, still in play. Goes to the right side, he'll swing. Kyle Tressler with a solo block, hits the antenna.
And again, it's Roger Wilcox just showing up in the right spot. You know, Harrison Hosfeld's going to get a lot of recognition. He's been getting a lot of recognition. At least when you think about LaSalle state-wise, you think of Harrison Hosfeld. But Roger Wilcox as well. All-region honorable mention, he's shown up.
And Lancers will serve it into the net, giving the Bombers their point back. Same substitution, both Berkemeyers coming back into play for Thomas Tran and Reed Terrell. Both are captains as well.
And again, with the Berkemeyer twins as well, it's the one discrepancy. Aiden's got 63 games played. Andrew's got 26. And in my opinion, at least when I call these guys when they were at JV, they just did really well overall. Both of them. I think they're equally as good volleyball players.
Yeah, they're also really nice paired together because they have that symmetry as brothers. And those sets are, he knows how he likes it and everything else. Aiden Berkemeyer will set Andrew Berkemeyer and gets the kill. Andrew Berkemeyer has not had a faulty kill all day, knock on wood. But clean up a little bit of a wet spot on the court. Bentley Meyer showing that Miyagi training off, wax on, wax off. Kyle Tressler to serve for the Bombers now. Hilltop. Off the tape, ball's picked up by the LaSalle setter. They're going to have to go outside with the ball. He'll tip. Aiden Berkemeyer's there to pick it up. Bentley Meyer swings. It's received, hits the roof. Ball's still in play, goes to the right side. He'll swing, and it falls off Aiden Berkemeyer's hands. A ball was just a little bit under his hands. He couldn't quite get under it to push, so it landed on like the lower half of his hand. And that's really difficult for somebody who's used to setting a ball that's right above his head. Hosfield to serve for the Lancers. He'll top. Picked up by Nick Stewart. Goes to Bentley Meyer. He'll swing. Finds line. Getting a kill for the Bombers.
Almost seems like Meyer knows exactly where the Lancers are going to be defensively, and he's picking out the exact points. This one there was Feely and Hosfeld. Knew exactly where they were. He saw the discourse, and he punished them.
Brady Jones with a nice serve. Ball goes to the right side. He'll swing off Bentley Meyer's hands, and Brady Jones to the middle cannot react in time.
Yeah, and I think the deflection had a little bit to do with them. Again, credit to Jones. I mean, a middle going back there, getting the dig, really showing out, but again, it's just unfortunate there for St. X.
Number 8 will be serving Roger Wilcox. And it's going to be off the hands of defenders Nick Stewart and Kyle Tressler, giving a point to LaSalle off an ace.
Yeah, and I think LaSalle's getting some lucky breaks here, and I think for St. X is just trying to get some composure back because we haven't seen that in a while, and LaSalle's starting to go on a run here.
Yeah, there's another float serve. Kyle Tressler receives, not the best. Bentley Meyer swings, gets a kill. Aiden Berkemeyer. That was a great that was a great, just pass in general up. It wasn't a set, but it was a bump. And it was a perfectly placed for Bentley Meyer to reach over his head and swing down.
That's a QB1 to receiver one right play there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and Andrew Berkemeyer serves into the net. He's had a strong serve ever since at Elder. He ended up going on a 5 or 6 run with just his serve. He had 4 or 5 aces in one run.
That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and that's what you see with the St. X side because there's so many times that they have mistakes. Take for the Elder games, for example.
Exactly.
Even when they were down 14-4 here in the first set, they were able to come back and win it.
Bentley Meyer kind of slammed that ball down, but it's received off of a waterfall play. Kyle Tressler gets the free ball, goes to Reed Terrell, swings cross, and LaSalle was in the net. That'll be a point for the Bombers. Bombers are up by 8, 22-14.
And you'll see a little change here for LaSalle. Jake Scherpenberg, their setter and DS, is off, and other DS, Peyton Wolf, is in.
Looks like they just want great passers to go against Bentley. They don't want them another run. Bentley Meyer with a kind of a wacky serve. Ball goes up to the back row. He'll tip. Thomas Tran's there. Nick Stewart will set Kyle Tressler. He'll roll the ball short. Ball's picked up. Goes to the outside. He'll swing. Thomas Tran's there to pick that ball up. Goes to Bentley Meyer in the back row. He'll swing again. Off the hands of the libero, and it falls out of bounds. Thomas Tran, though. Can we talk about him for a second? He's a captain. He's a setter. But he is also one of our best passers and defenders on our court. Okay, he is just an all-around. He's great at reading hitters and everything of that sort. He is able to find where people are going to tip, dump, everything. And we're just lucky to have him as our team.
Yeah, for sure. And you look at how he's been playing, you know, like you said, the setting and overall, it runs in his family.
Oh,
So
yeah.
You got Matthew in the JV. I mean, he's been doing well, especially on that back line. The Tran name is going to be something that Bomber fans will be talking about for a while.
Yeah, Bentley Meyer with a little bit with a missed serve there. Bombers still leading by 8, 2 points away from winning the second set, 23-15. Number 3 will serve, Lance Wiseman. He'll float. Kyle Tressler receives. Ball goes to Noboyette. It's picked up by Hosfield. Noboyette gets a hand on it as it's tipped over, and it'll fall on the Bomber side.
Yeah, and again, it's just an unfortunate touch there.
Yeah. Looks like there's some confusion on the Lancer side for lineup-wise.
Yeah, I think
Cam Evans picking that out and finding it.
Yeah, let's see what's going on. Again, doesn't seem that major, but
We shall see.
Yeah.
We shall see. Cam Evans is pointing out exactly where the problem is. He knows.
I mean, that's what you want to see out of a JV player, just almost reading the court as well. You think about it, for this stoppage here, I mean, St. X is just 2 points away from taking this second set up 23-15. It might give some momentum to LaSalle, but it's almost a reset in ways from, you know, we've seen LaSalle get on some runs here. We've seen St. X get on some runs, and it's almost a chance to get a reset.
Well, and that will be a point for the Bombers. LaSalle were out of rotation there. Seemed they had the wrong server last time and the wrong time substitution.
That is interesting, and that's backbreaking for the Lancers.
Yeah, now it's at set point and Bombers have the serve. Lancers cannot make any more mistakes.
Yeah, it just seems like it, you know. It's something when you're hosting the Bombers, but when you're playing them in a playoff game, even when they did play them back in 2017, we were not seeing something on the lines of 25-15 or something on the lines. Like we saw that in the first set. Could be the case in the second here.
Nobody yet to serve. He'll top. And serves it in the net. Dang it.
I mean, you think about it, we've seen a lot of aces to end out. Of course, that happened in the first with Andrew Berkemeyer, but that was unfortunate. But you still got a side out possible.
Number 3, Lance Wiseman to serve. He'll be picked up from Bentley Meyer. Goes to Kyle Tressler. He'll swing off the hands of the block. Twice this game, the refs have blown their whistle when not meaning to. Ferris showing off his emotion right now. Again, the serve. Kyle Tressler receives. Ball goes to Retura. He'll tip off the block. And it'll be a point for the Lancers. They'll fall on the other side.
So we're starting to see some momentum in ways go to LaSalle. Nonetheless, you still have some freedom if you're St. X. I wouldn't call a timeout just yet.
Yeah, and it's very, very hot in here today, so you're going to see a lot more towel plays in the third set. And here comes the serve again. He'll float. Kyle Tressler receives. Ball goes to Brady Jones. He'll hit into the net.
And again, Roger Wilcox really showing up. Again, those are two guys that made our region. And again, it feels like Wilcox has been the best guy on the court for LaSalle. They're still keeping their hopes alive.
And here's the float. Tressler just lets the ball fall out of bounds. And Bombers will take the second set, 25-18. And we'll be back once the third set begins. All right, welcome back. Start of the third set here. Bombers up 2-0. Lancers will start with the serve.
And for the Lancers, so far it has not been too good. And we were talking about the fact that, you know, when you get to this point, it's almost you're throwing everything at it, and your season depends on these moments right here. That's what we might see from LaSalle. And I think on the other side, or rather, LaSalle's coach, Darren McDowell, is probably saying the same thing. For St. X, it almost feels like you can have some cool vibes and you can have the calm vibes. We're seeing guys like Andrew Berkemeyer and Bentley Meyer dancing in the back. You know, this is where volleyball becomes fun in ways. I know my former broadcast partner, Anthony France, used to say it all the time when the Bombers were defeating a team good. And that's what the vibe might be for this third set. Let's see.
Number 10 will start with the serve. Andrew Berkemeyer with a nice high receive. Ball goes to Brady Jones off the hands of the block. Goes up to the outside. He'll roll. And ball falls onto the Bomber side of the court. None of them went for it. It seems Hosfield just found a weak point in their defense right there.
Yeah, weak point, I would probably say for a while, because nobody communicated on that. We didn't hear anything.
Yeah. Ball's up by Nick Stewart. Aiden Berkemeyer with a tip. It's going to be another overpass. Nick Stewart with the pass. Goes up to Kyle Tressler. He'll dump. Ball's hit deep. Nick Stewart receives. Ball goes to Andrew Berkemeyer. Off the block, Nick Stewart. Bombers in a little bit of trouble here. They're going to have to free ball it again. Ball goes, it's going to be almost an overpass. Nick Stewart receives. Ball goes to Kyle Tressler. He'll swing off the hands of the block. For a while there, I didn't know if Bombers had that point. That was a very shaky, that was a very shaky point. Both teams were just free ball, overpass.
Yeah, very loose play, I would say, but that's where you get a kill. You can get someone like Tressler to get it through.
Lancer's in the net. He swung a little bit too far down on that one. It'll be a point for the Bombers. Aiden Berkemeyer once again to serve. He'll top. Ball's picked up. Goes to the outside. He'll swing. Over the block. Bentley Meyer can't get his hand under there.
Yeah, and Aiden Berkemeyer, the setter, it was him and Tressler. Both of them were playing high up, and that caused Meyer to try to dive to get the ball, and he just couldn't get there in time. And you're starting to see it's a little bit equal, you could say.
Yeah, we saw the Lancers do this before, where they just start tipping everything or rolling short. The thing is, will the Bombers adjust? Ball goes to the outside. Andrew Berkemeyer swings.
And that's a good confidence there from Andrew Berkemeyer. Again, in these earlier rounds in the playoffs, you think about it, he played 2 sets against Lebanon. He's played all 3 sets today. He's really shown his confidence over time, and especially for a guy who didn't get many minutes during the regular season, that's when you really want to show up, is the playoffs.
Kyle Tressler with a nice serve. Ball goes up to the right side. He'll swing. Stopped by Brady Jones.
It almost felt like right in that moment, Brady Jones knew what he was doing and almost just turn the ball in a way and just stuff it in general. It's not like the ball's coming towards him. He's the one dictating the pace on the ball.
Yeah, now Kyle Tressler to serve for the Bombers. And they'll be called for a 5-second penalty when Kyle just didn't hear the whistle. And he'll give a point to LaSalle. Now number 8 will be serving, Roger Wilcox. He'll float. Ball's picked up by Kyle Tressler. Goes to Bentley Meyer. He'll swing, getting the point back for the Bombers.
And again, that's where Meyer's big swing comes to play. And again, Aiden Berkemeyer, again, with just a good bump there. His back was towards the other side and towards the bleachers, but nonetheless, he was able to get it forward.
Now Brady Jones to serve once again for the Bombers. He'll float. Ball's picked up. Goes to the right side.
Bentley Meyer with the solo block, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, and that was going to be a tough one either way. You had the boundary almost like right there, just a little bit to Meyer's left, and that kind of caused it to go out. But again, you just see that Bentley Meyer's just going to the net. He's having a part in this role.
And there's the top spin. Ball's picked up, goes to Bentley Meyer. Bentley Meyer runs up out of nowhere, just clobbers the ball.
It's vroom indeed, but the other thing is he's doing it now through the middle. He was on the outside, now he's in the middle. This guy can play anywhere. And
is he going to go from the right side this time?
You never know. You never know.
Andrew Berkemeyer now serving. He'll top and serves it out of bounds. Oh, struggling with his serve a little bit today, but I believe he will bounce back later in this set. Thomas Tran coming in. Reed Terrell also coming in for the Berkemeyer twins. Number 9, Isaiah Roman to serve for LaSalle. He'll float. Ball's picked up by Kyle Tressler. Goes to Reed Terrell. Reed Terrell's swing. Off Nick Stewart's hands. And we get the ball up here.
Now it's 6-6, and again, Isaiah Roman, a guy that's really just trying to set the pace there, being a libero, is going again with the float serve. That's where LaSalle maybe has a chance.
And there's Bentley from the right side. Ball lands in bounds.
It was right on the corner. I'll probably say right in that, that white corner over there as we see it.
And for the
crazy.
First time today, Lancers are up in points. This is what I was talking about, where they're just trying to do whatever they can to get the ball, keep it in play, or just put it over. Or just tape it off a block, do anything that you wouldn't normally see a team do.
And you could tell.
And down goes the camera on the back. R.I.P. the film.
They always got us, though. They always got us for backup.
Bentley Meyer will top spin. Ball's picked up, close to the net. And ball's hit out of bounds.
And again, it was a good, smart move by St. X not bringing a guy to meet Hosfeld at the net. And again, that was just a longer shot.
Lancers are arguing that no Boyette touched that ball when the setter was setting it, but the ref is saying he clearly did not. He just went straight up and then put his hands down once he saw the set. Now Bentley Meyer to serve for the Bombers. Ball's picked up, goes high, goes to the outside. He'll roll it off the block. Kyle Tressler diving save. Bentley Meyer from the back row crosses it. The outside will have to set. And it will be a double called from number 5, Peyton Wolf.
And again, that's just not a mistake that you want if you're the Lancers. The Bombers have gotten the last 3 points one way or another. And once again, in a set you need to win, the Bombers keep on showing out.
Now Bentley Meyer to serve again. It's going to be another high, perfect pass. Goes to the outside. Stopped by Reed Terrell, captain of the Bombers, the beast of the right side. And now Bombers get another free serve attempt.
Well, the Beast, he may not have been fed a lot in this game, but he just got a big heap load of food right there.
Oh, yeah. And now Bentley Meyer will serve. Balls off the hands of a receiver, and they're going to have to roll it. Bentley Meyer receives. Ball goes to Kyle Tressler, who gets stuffed.
And just like that, you have to give credit to, that's their setter, Aiden Feely, just getting right at the net. And again, it just seems like LaSalle's got a little bit more cohesive measure in their movements right there.
I feel like if Tran goes with on the next set here, if he goes to Reed, almost a guaranteed point. Bentley Meyer swings and hits it out of bounds. Score 10-9 now. Lancers getting a little bit of wiggle room back. Here comes the float. Ball's picked up by Kyle Tressler. Goes to Kyle Tressler as well. And he swings line and gets a kill.
And again, that's just been the sweet spot for St. X's, right in that back line between the center back and right back for LaSalle. And again, Tressler showed it out again. That was his favorite spike and his favorite kill last year. No different this year.
Yeah, and nobody's been able to stop it. And Noboyette serves it into the net.
Ferris isn't too happy about that. He's saying we can't make too many mistakes right now since we're so close. We just need to shut this game out and go home.
And I think the other thing is, too, when you have these mistakes, it could carry over.
It could. It could most definitely. Mindset is a big thing in volleyball.
And that's too, yeah.
Bentley Meyer receives. Ball goes to Kyle Tressler. Off the hands of a single blocker. Goes to the middle. No, Nick Stewart with a diving one-handed save. Kyle Tressler with a toe over the line. And the ref just calls him for it.
It's hard to say where it was, and I'll go back to the mistakes too, because the winner of this game plays either Elder or Walnut Hills at Fairfield in the regional semis.
And it's going to be an ace for Lancers. Bombers are struggling to find their feet right now.
You figure at this point, if you're Ferris, maybe you want to call a timeout just to regroup the guys overall.
And it's going to be a missed serve. Bombers, the only reason I would be against calling a timeout is because then the whole entire momentum, you still have a little left, even though you just got ace or something. You still have a tiny bit of momentum. You saw them huddle up, say, calm down, we're in this, we have this, we've been killing it. But if they call a timeout there, all momentum shift to the Lancers. It's going to be Aiden Berkemeyer with the serve. It's going to be an overpass off the serve. Ball goes to Brady Jones, who will kill the ball. And there's the momentum shifting back and forth in between volleyball. That is the most crucial thing in any sport ever.
And Brady Jones, number 13, just made it 13-12 in favor of St. X.
Nice serve from Aiden Berkemeyer. Ball is going to be an overpass. Kyle Tressler tips the ball down. They're going to tip short. Kyle Tressler with the pickup on that. Andrew Berkemeyer from the right side will swing. Ball is picked up, almost hits the roof, goes to the outside. He'll swing, and ball ends in the corner of the court. Yeah.
I think we're starting to see where LaSalle's just. It took a while for this Lancer team to get into a rhythm, but again, I think whatever Darren McDowell said in that huddle, it's working right now.
Hoshfield to serve again. He'll top spin. Ball's picked up. Goes to Andrew Berkemeyer, who'll swing. Nick Stewart's there to pick it up off the block. Kyle Tressler at the right side. He'll tip. Ball ends out of bounds.
And again, I think Tressler was caught into that moment. Not the best pass there by Aiden Berkemeyer going towards the back. And I think it just caused that pip to just be out.
Hoshfield to serve again. He'll top. Off the tape. Nick Stewart diving to get that ball up. Kyle Tressler on the right side will have to roll it. They're just going to stay in the base. Right side swings. Andrew Berkemeyer with the solo block on the outside. Stuffs. Getting the point for the Bombers. Tying it back up.
You talk about versatility. You just saw it right there.
Andrew Berkemeyer saying, I don't even know how I got that ball.
I think all of us are just like Bentley Meyer on that. Just a complete surprise.
That's a lift from LaSalle there. I was hesitant because that was a pretty late call, but I saw you go like waving your hands up in the air as well. Kyle Tressler to serve again for the Bombers. He'll top. He'll let it drop. He's gonna switch the ball out.
And again, we talked about it. It's 80 degrees outside, but again, this Burning Gymnasium can get hot and humid at times, especially here in May. So
I know it's named after a guy, but I think it is burning in here. Oh, Kyle Tressler with a nice serve, and it's going to be an ace for the Bombers.
How about that too? The libero for LaSalle, Jacob Weiss. Pardon me.
They're
Lance Weisman.
switching the balls again, but I don't think that's their call to make if they're not serving. But I guess they're just going to roll with it. Kyle Tressler to serve once again. And it's going to be another ace for the Bombers. And there's the timeout. All momentum shifted back to the Bombers. 17-14. We'll be back after this quick break. Kyle Tressler coming out of his timeout. That was called by the Lancers to serve. And he misses.
Yeah, and again, just not what you wanted to do, but again, Kyle Tressler really put the team on his back and really good points overall from the Bombers leading until that timeout. LaSalle really needed that.
Nick Stewart with a nice serve receive. Andrew Berkemeyer swings line and misses. What were you saying earlier? Sorry, I cut in.
Yeah, it's just where you just got to continue that momentum out of the timeout, and we've seen it already. LaSalle's taken those first 2 points off of Bomber mistakes.
And it looks like it's just at a neutral right now. It's going to be a nice serve, picked up by Kyle Tressler. Brady Jones will tip, and it'll fall off of a mistake from the setter, number 10, Aiden Feely. That ball was clearly going out, and he just decided to reach up and touch it, and nobody could get to that other ball.
How about this? We'll see Charlie Krebs checking in. He'll be taking the serve. Again, a great guy on the back line. Really has gotten forward as well during his time here at St. X. He seems consistent, and I think the Bombers need that, at least in this point in the third set, because it's been neutral, like you've said.
Charlie Krebs, yeah, he's an all-around player. He's definitely a superstar on this team. Off the hands of Bentley Meyer, ball goes up, goes to Bentley Meyer as well. Stuffed by the Lancers.
And that, too, it's a good combination there. The two middles, Cole Birkenhauer and Nick Lewis, stuff in there. Again, Lewis has not played that much in this one. First time we've called his name today. It almost seems like LaSalle's just trying to stay in it. That's what they're doing.
Here comes the serve. It's a topspin. It serves into the net. Andrew Berkemeyer to serve now.
And there's been some rallies here and there where Andrew Berkemeyer can really take this team to another level when on his aces and serves. Let's see if he does it here.
And there's a nice serve. Ball's still up in play, though. It goes to the outside. Who will tip? Andrew Berkemeyer with a diving save. Bentley Myers crosses it, and nobody can get to that second ball.
And right now for St. X, it's almost closeout method. You know what this team can do. We've seen it in these first 2 sets, and they'll have a chance to do it after this timeout.
Second timeout called by the Lancers. That'll be their second and last timeout of the set. We'll be back after the short break. All right, coming out of this timeout here, I think LaSalle was just trying to maybe ice Andrew Berkemeyer, but his brother is the Iceman, so that does not happen. It's a good serve. It's tipped, and nobody's there to cover.
And again, we're starting to see LaSalle go into second gear in the sense that they're getting those plays that they didn't really get in the first and second. They're getting the setter's dumps. They're getting the blocks going forward. And it almost seems like maybe it's just an idea of too little, too late, or at the very least, too late. But give credit to this LaSalle side. You know, even with those first 2 sets that were rough, they're still fighting in this one.
Yeah, and it's just a race to 5 points for the Bombers. Thomas Tran with a diving save. Reed Terrell also diving and keeping the ball in play. Run, boy. Get in there. Thomas Tran getting the first touch on the ball. Bentley Meyer out the outside. Swings. And it'll be a kill for the Bombers. After an amazing save from Thomas Tran and Reed Terrell. 2 of the 3 captains on this team. And then Bentley Meyer coming in for the finish, getting the Bombers the point.
And that's what captains do. They lay out for their team, and we just saw it. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Bentley Meyer with a nice serve. Ball goes up to the outside. He'll tip, and nobody's there.
And again, I think for Hausfeld, it hasn't been his best day on the court. I think that's just a good pip to dink it over that front line for the Bombers. And again, just trying to find those pieces right in the middle of the court.
And here's the float serve from their libero. Nick Stewart receives it. It's an overpass, and he tips down.
And again, this is where maybe you want to rely on your best player, Harrison Hausfeld. I mean, he was a sophomore last year, so again, you could be a little bit lenient on expectations, but he's a junior. He's the best team on this LaSalle side, and again, he's been the one that's kind of... Never mind. Go ahead. Go ahead.
They left Kyle Tressler undefended on the outside, and he punished him. He punished them for it.
That, folks, is the difference between St. X and LaSalle. The Bombers have many guys that can go attack the net, and LaSalle, even with their few, it's sparing at times.
Thomas Tran with a great up, positioning himself for it. Bentley Meyer from the back row, and it's going to be a missed pass. Goes out of bounds. Bombers 2 points away from advancing.
And credit to Myers sending that towards the ground, which caused Roman to send it towards the left side of the court instead of just up towards his setter. 2 points away from taking the match.
Nick Stewart with a nice float serve. Ball goes up to the right side on a slide, and he runs into the net, but the refs don't seem to see that. It'll be a point for LaSalle.
And Wilcox almost with a pseudo backdoor there. I haven't seen that much today, but again, just a nifty play overall.
Number 10, Aiden Feely to serve. He'll float. Kyle Tressler receives. Ball goes to Kyle Tressler as well. Solo block again, but this time the ball's received. Goes to Hosfield. He'll swing and lands inbounds.
And again, just a good cross-court shot. And almost goes to the point I've been making where we've seen LaSalle at their best. And again, the Bombers have done quite well as well. And, you know, it's almost like where you can go a little bit, but this is where you got to close it out, though.
And it's a miss serve from LaSalle. 24-22, Bombers 1 point away. Berkemeyer twins checking back in, giving those captains their rest that they definitely deserve.
And how about that? The Iceman's back to serve. That's great. That's great for the Bombers. The guy who leads this team in aces has a chance to show the Bombers are still kings of North Penn Road.
And serves into the net.
My apologies there, folks. Commentators curse striked again.
We did not knock on the wood, man. There is wood here. We did not knock on it. That is our fault.
That is okay. Never mind. That is wood. Okay.
Yeah, come. You don't trust me, man.
All right, fine.
Hosfield to serve now. He'll top. And it's going to be short. Next to receives. Ball goes to Andrew Berkemeyer. Swings through the block, getting the Bombers the point. Andrew Berkemeyer ended 2 of the sets now, getting an ace in the first set, and now getting the last kill of the game, finishing at 25-23.
And you knew the Bombers, when they dropped a set at LaSalle, they had to come back stronger as ever in this big King of North Bend matchup. Boy, did they show it today. They win this one 25-15, 25-18, 25-23. And once again, you have to give credit to Bill Ferris' side, really showing their dominance here at the Burning Gymnasium. When you look at how the Bombers have done overall, that's number 13 in the nation. When they won state back in 2019, they were not even in the top 25. So this team overall, really great, really stacked, and they know how to play as a team. We saw it today overall.
And a round of applause for LaSalle coming down here just to play volleyball with us. Even though it was a loss for them, still it was a great game just to watch in general.
Yeah, you have to give credit to what Darian McDowell has done here in his first year as the Lancers head coach. Again, they've had a lot of great coaches, Matt McLaughlin included. He was once the Moeller head coach, led them to a few state titles. But what McDowell has done is something special overall. Taking sets against Elder, Moeller, and St. X hasn't been done, I should say, since 2017. This LaSalle side has a lot to be proud of, and I think, you know, there's so many times you can say to yourself that LaSalle versus any GCL team is going to be like a walkthrough, and there's sometimes that notion of that, but
it's never been that case this entire year.
Exactly.
I agree completely with you on that. I went and watched the Elder versus LaSalle game, even though it didn't seem close in points. Those points were still hard work earned from both teams, and you can't match that anywhere else besides the GCL. So, great game from both teams, and we'll see you in the next round of the state regionals.